everyone. Welcome to the Press Box. I am Cindy Crosby, and I have two very special guests with me here today from USC-Salkehatchie Indian basketball. I have Coach Corey Hendren, who's been here with us before, and I have assistant coach Jay Reid, and I am very glad to have them. We're here to talk about all things Indian basketball today. So, since you were here last, I know that the season has been going really well. Lots of big crowds out at the home games, just a fun time. So where are y'all at as far as your record right now?
Yes, ma'am. Right now we are 11-16. Like you said, playing as of late has been much better. Started a little rough this year, but we're excited with the progress. But we're 11-16 right now.
That's great. I know you were on the road last night against Denmark Tech.
Yes, ma'am.
A win?
We did. We beat Denmark on the road, which was a very quality win. They were second place in our league going into that game, so that was a big win for us.
That's great. So in the region right now, Coach Reid, I'll let you answer this. Where are your standings as far as in the region?
Well, right now we're anywhere between second and fifth place. There's a bunch of tiebreakers going on, and all we can do is control our own destiny. We're telling our guys to take the game on Friday night as a one-game season, and then worry about the next one. And we can finish up to second place and get that first round bye, or we can lose those two games and finish fifth and have to go on the road for a playing game in the tournament. So we're really trying to just get the first one on Friday night and then worry about the next one after that.
So anywhere from second place to fifth, still wide open basically.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. And there are 2 games left.
2 games
Two
left.
region games.
We play Friday night at home, and then next Thursday on the road at Spartanburg. So 2 big games. And I mean, like Coach said, it's wide open. The league is very balanced. Even Cape Fear's in first place, but they lost to Denmark last Saturday.
Cape Fear lost to Denmark?
Correct. So,
wow.
So the league is, it's wide open. Anybody can beat anyone. Very balanced league. So we're hoping we could take care of 2 games. We just got to control what we can control, and then hope everything falls in the right place for us.
Well, Friday night I know is a big game. It's a home game. Gold Rush is it's the second Gold Rush I think we've had.
Ma'am.
Which means everyone brings us gold.
Yes, absolutely.
Lots of gold.
We'll take cash
too. Whatever gold you have. Absolutely. Seriously, it's about wearing gold, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's our sophomore night, so being a 2-year school, we don't do a senior night, but sophomore night is a way we celebrate those guys who've been here and celebrate their last home game here at USC-Salkehatchie, and we make it a gold rush because we think it's a fun environment, and
it was a lot of fun.
Gold stands out, so when we get a lot of people wearing gold shirts, and it makes it a very exciting crowd. It will be this Friday night, 7 o'clock. We'll have shirts for sale at the game, and you can email me or call me if you'd like to pre-order shirts. But we'll have plenty of shirts that we want people, and look on our Facebook page. We'll post the shirts designed here either today or tomorrow.
Cool.
That way people can get a look at it and be excited about it.
I like that. So talking about sophomore or Gold Rush night, how many sophomores do you have on the team? How many will you be losing after this season?
Well, we'll lose, and luckily it's about the same, or around the same every year, about 8 every year. 8, we have 2 red shirts that as far as I know, they'd be back with Jemiah Sanders. He's a redshirt freshman, and Denzel Wilson's a redshirt freshman. But technically, if they graduated, they could leave. But they both plan on being back. No, we want them back, and they're planning on coming back. So
now the first name
Denzel.
Is he the kid that's been hurt this season?
Yeah, he started off the year hurt, came back. I want to say it was late November. Early December. He's a kid he's from the Bronx, New York, or actually Brooklyn, New York, sorry about that. But he's from New York, and he's been down here, and he's been playing well as late. Very tough kid.
He's very interesting to watch play, I've heard. He's dynamic.
Yeah, he is, and he's an emotional player. So when he plays, he really he brings some energy, and he's got that confidence to his game. When he steps on the court, he always, he's got a little chip on his shoulder.
and that's fun.
It is.
I know last week we had, of course, Garnet out, which was a lot of fun. The stands were packed. And I have to say that, you know, our hometown boy stepped up in that game.
Yeah.
I was just really impressed with his play.
Yeah. Our guys, I mean, like you said, people have been stepping up, and whether it's Rashi, Jemai, Nolan, Vernon, we're always having kids step up right now at this point of the year, which has been fun. The biggest thing we're trying to do is just get consistency as a whole team. Not, I mean, our guys are playing hard, and like we talked about, the improvement's been unbelievable from the start of the year till now. And I mean, Coach could attest to that. These guys have really, really improved. So that's been fun to watch, and I think our fans have got to see like these guys develop over the past few months. And you know, we're just excited where these next few games could take us.
Well, putting all of that together, you know, has certainly been fun for us to watch as the season has progressed. You know, I want to talk a little bit about, you know, the dynamics of how things have evolved since you've been here. Because for those of us on the outside of this program, you have developed quite a following. You, your team, it's just the place to be these days. If there's a home game, it's where everyone wants to be. You know, I know that has been one of your goals since you came here. And so how have you gone about putting this into place? You know, part of it is you and your personality, but you know, there are other dynamics into building this type of following.
Right.
So,
well, I mean, the big thing to me is getting the right kids for our program, because they represent the school, the program, and myself, and the rest of the coaching staff. So whether you know, that's Coach Reid or Coach Brendan or Coach Johnson, they represent all of us. So if I get the right guys in here, that's going to bring an excitement to the program, because those are the people you're going to see in the community. These are the guys that are out interacting with you or whoever it is. And I've been really blessed and fortunate to be able to make good relationships with, you know, people from all different circles from the community, and that's been a goal from the start, is to make this a program that is not just a team, but it's the town's team, and it's a, you know, true culture of, you know, we want to go to that game, we want to support this team, and it makes a huge difference for our guys. That's why we're really good at home, is because we do have really good crowds.
We have a really good home crowd there.
I mean, we honestly in our region have the best atmosphere, and I mean, many coaches will say that to us. Even like after the Spartanburg game, I was talking with,
oh, what a game!
You know, Coach Crimmins from Spartanburg, and he said, "Man, I wish our crowds were like that."
Really, that's
he's
awesome.
Like, your crowd's so much fun. He goes, you know, the fans are funny, they're into it. He goes, it's a good atmosphere, and that's you know, a testament to our town and to our kids. You know, I'm just kind of here to make sure they get connected, and that falls into place from there. I'm just kind of that middleman, but if it wasn't for us having such good kids and having such great people in town, it wouldn't be possible.
We have to give some credit to Jane Brewer, who is just so much fun at these games. She's giving out meal tickets, she's giving out cheer tickets. I mean, she's just really involved in it, and you know, making sure that the crowd's involved. And when you say you have some interesting people in the crowd, you really do. There are some students that get very involved at games and really are fun to watch.
Absolutely.
So and of course I have to tell you, and you may know this story, the Mardells, who I know are good friends of yours and yours also, Towns, their son, he loves Coach Corey, and I get to hold him sometimes during the games, and when he sees you there coaching, all he wants is coach, you know, coach, and he's got his little hands trying to get you to come to him. So not only do you have a following from, I mean, everybody is coach. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a really good thing.
It's a great feeling just to have that support. And like you said, it starts up top with Dr. Carmichael and Miss Brewer. They're so supportive of the program, but they also make sure they get people excited. They want to bring people to games. And when you have that kind of support from, you know, up top, and it kind of just works the way down to our students, to and it's
Right.
it's a great atmosphere, and we love having people out there. And it's, for me, it's very affordable to bring a family out and enjoy a night at the game, and it's been great for our kids to be able to connect with. We've had a lot of different kids, whether it's from a rec league team or if it's kids from local schools, and our guys get to interact with those kids, and it makes that connection and gives those kids someone to look up to.
Exactly. So let's go back, before we take a break, let's go back and just talk for one more second about what we can expect. So if we need these next two games, game by game.
Yes, ma'am.
Next two games. When does the tournament start?
It would be the following weekend, so we play February 24th, I believe, which is Thursday night at Spartanburg. So if we don't get a top 2 seed, so if we don't get that second seed, we will have basically a play-in game
Right.
that Tuesday. So I can't think of what date that is.
That's okay. I wouldn't know either.
But if we win that Tuesday, we'd play Friday down or up in Pinehurst, North Carolina, which I believe is the 5th or
Right.
6th. So we're hoping, and we're planning on being in Pinehurst, and hopefully we just get the second seed and get to prepare all week and
And
play
go
that
straight
Friday
there.
night. Yep.
Right. Because that other game would decide if you would get to go.
Exactly.
That playing game that you're
exactly,
calling.
because
Okay.
the top 2
Like
teams.
an if game.
Right. The top 2 teams are automatically going to Pinehurst, and the next 4 are playing each other to decide which 2 out of those teams will play them.
Last year we were number 2, so we had
Correct.
that automatic, if
We
I
did.
remember correctly.
Yep.
Okay. So we need you to win.
That's right. We need 2 wins, and then just hope for things to work out. And with how crazy this region's been this year,
Right.
nothing's anything can happen. Anything can
Spartanburg is definitely a dynamic team. To me, they're a team that's very comparable to what you bring
Yep.
to the table. Their players seem to be, on par. So I think that will be.
be a great matchup. They're well coached, and like you said, very talented group. But it is a great matchup, both teams, and it'll be a battle. Coach Crimmins does a great job preparing, and we feel like we spend a lot of time preparing for teams, whoever we play. So we want to go in at least prepared, and then hope our guys perform to their abilities.
It's pretty cool to be coaching against Coach Crimmins' nephew. Is
Yep,
that correct?
nephew. Correct.
He was actually the Coach Crimmins from College of Charleston that
Correct.
retired from there. I think played at USC.
Played USC, then coached at Georgia Tech, and was the court's named after him there.
So and he was actually at our game, which was very cool to interact with him. And of course, I stalked him and got his picture. So it was really fun. So that's a challenge for you all to be coaching against his, because you want to get that win,
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
sure.
Certainly.
Yeah, we are very competitive. Well, I think this is a great time to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to learn more about some of the background of Coach Hendren and Coach Reid. So we'll be right back.
I'm head men's basketball coach Corey Hendren, and my Salkehatchie is basketball. USC-Salkehatchie competes in the National Junior College Athletic Association, Region 10, Division I. This year, we finished our season as the number 2 team in the regular season and went on to the region tournament to play in the championship game, finishing the tournament also in 2nd place. At USC-Salkehatchie, we look for young men to be part of our basketball program who are not only good players, but also good young men. We are serious at Salk about academics and involvement in the community of our players. What you do in the classroom and the campus in great community is just as important as on the court. Our goal for our players is not only to win for USC-Salkehatchie and complete your associate's degree with us, then move on to a 4-year school to both complete your bachelor's degree and continue to play basketball. Our efforts while you are here are to help you meet all those goals. On game night, we get our gym rocking with great, fast, exciting play and enthusiastic crowds in the stands. On our Allendale campus, we have baseball, softball, men's and women's soccer. Same goals for you as a player. Come be a part of the excitement next season. Come be a part of my Salkehatchie basketball.
Welcome back to the Press Box. I am still here with Coach Corey Hendren and Coach Jay Reid from the Salkehatchie Indians, and we have been having a whole lot of fun during the break, talking about all kinds of fun stuff. we're going to carry that over to this segment. So I want to learn a little bit more. Of course, you're like the dynamic duo right now. I want to learn a little bit more. I know that you all have some connection. You knew each other before just this season.
Right, correct.
So tell me how you know each other.
Well, it goes back.
And now there's a hesitation.
No. It goes back to about the 6th grade. We both were growing up in Lexington. Actually, Jay and his dad, who actually coached us, moved in to Lexington around that time. And so we played ball growing up all the way from middle school to high school. So we kind of just built that relationship, and growing up and playing ball all the time. Jay and I were best friends, and it just kind of worked out over time. Where
So who was the better player?
Corey by far.
I don't know. We both were good, the way I like to look at it.
That's probably a good way to
You never
look at it.
remember you being bad. That's not fun. So.
I pass on the ball. He shoots it. He makes it, but he's got to get a pass. So
That's right.
Oh,
all
right.
That's what matters.
It's teamwork. There
Right.
you go.
I was a little more selfish. I wanted to shoot it more. So.
So you grew up together from about middle school.
Yep.
So did you fight over the same girls in high school?
No, we're
Not
actually
quite.
pretty good at that. We did a
quite.
good job
did a
not
good
doing
job
that.
of not
Jay
doing
Jay
that.
was the ladies' man.
Oh. So you go on and go to. So did you play high school ball for his dad,
Yes.
who we're going to talk about in just a little
Yeah,
bit?
so Coach Reid coached us in middle school, then kind of worked his way up and coached us in high school, and was our assistant varsity coach. Coach Reid coached our head coach, Coach Harris, in high school, so it was a crazy circle how that works. So we have a really good, like we say, coaching tree coming from his dad and Coach Harris. It all stems down, and we're all really close to this day where, any given week I'm talking to either, Coach Reid, that's Jay's dad, not Jay, and
Right.
then or Coach Harris, and obviously he's the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
And certainly we're going to talk about your dad in just a moment because I had the opportunity to meet him and talk with him and kind of fell in love. He's just really awesome.
Yeah. He anything you want to know about the game of basketball, he'll answer for you.
Just an incredible personality, and I know he's got some great stories. He's done this all of his life basically.
Correct. Yeah.
And just set quite a name for himself in basketball, especially in Columbia. And before that, previously, I think he said, where was it?
He was up at Greer High School in the Greenville-Spartanburg area.
So pretty much upstate
Yep.
the entire time. And I know what a phenomenal name he has made for himself in the world of basketball. So I know when you graduated high school, you went to Milligan, you went to Wofford, which everyone knows Wofford is near and dear to my heart. So Wofford had a pretty good run when you were there.
Correct.
So I think you went to the big dance when you were
Twice.
there? Twice.
I went my freshman and sophomore year, and they've won it actually 4 out of the last 6. And those guys that won it the last 2 years were freshmen and sophomores, so they were just little babies in the locker room with me my junior and senior year. So it's been really neat to see them evolve. And I went back to my first game because my dad played at Presbyterian College and I was at Wofford. Those two schools actually played each other this year, and so we got a little bit of a household rivalry going on. And so I went to go watch that game.
He told me he wanted you to go to PC.
He did. It took him a while to like me going to Wofford until he kind of saw how much I enjoyed it and how much I was learning there from Coach Young. Then he kind of accepted it, but it took him a little while to like the black and gold.
Wofford is it's just really a special environment. It's a special place. They call it the Wofford bubble. Did you? What made you fall in love? Well, you probably set foot on the campus and knew that it was where you wanted to go.
I did actually. I visited a couple other schools that day. Actually, I went to Clemson and Furman earlier in the day. Kind of made an upstate swing.
Right.
And then as soon as I stepped foot on campus at Wofford, I fell in love with it. And it also gave me the best feeling, not only campus-wise but basketball-wise. Coach Young does a phenomenal job. I learned from great guys who are at other Division I programs right now, and it kind of really, they put me under their wing and knew what I wanted to do. They knew I wanted to get into coaching, and they really really sat me down in their office and told me their philosophies, and we just kind of went from there and evolved from there. That's part of the reason why I don't wear a jacket anymore. You know, Coach Young's superstitious. He doesn't wear one in the second half, and I don't quite have the sleeves rolled up like he does, but.
And you do pick up on all of that from your mentors. I know that you both have taken things from people that you have played for and evolved that into your own style, and I think that's pretty incredible. So some of your teammates at Wofford, what are they doing?
They're pretty much all playing overseas right now. The guy I graduated with, my senior class, he's actually a graduate assistant in a Division II program out in Missouri. Everybody else right now is playing professionally. I think one or two guys are working in Charleston. Other than that, they've got two guys that are on staff at Wofford right now, Tim Johnson and Kevin Giltner, and they're fortunate enough to have won all 4 times, you know, to the big dance, and they've done a phenomenal job of bringing that culture back to Wofford and sharing their experience and saying, hey guys, the process does work. You come in, you don't always play your freshman year, you know, you work hard your freshman year, you work hard your sophomore year, and you know, you excel your junior and senior possibly. It might take off faster for some other people than it does others, but you know, they're really trying to put that culture back in place and keep that culture, which is what a little bit of what Corey and I are trying to bring to Salkehatchie.
Here, right. Let's talk about that, because you just said something that's really important. It kind of hits home for me personally about that freshman year. You're not, you know, someone that's used to being in high school and being the stud, being the person that's plays such a big role on their team. Then when you make that leap into college athletics, it's a different ball game.
It is.
And you're not going to always go in that freshman year and be as impactful as you were in high school, and that's hard. And so
very tough for kids to accept, just because, like you said, they were so good in high school, or you know, a lot of times they're so used to only hearing the positives of what they do, and we encourage our guys. We're not a negative staff at all, because I just don't think it's a good way to work. But at the same time, we tell them we have to correct them. That's what I get paid to do. If I'm not coaching them, then there's no need for Salkehatchie to have me here.
Exactly.
So if we're not correcting them, and at times, hey, you look at our guys who are playing really well this year. Nolan Gerald probably played 3 minutes a game last year. He's a starter, to me, an all-conference caliber player.
Definitely.
Raheem
Great
Freeman
kid.
was
Love
a limited minute guy last year. He came off the bench, was probably our 7th man. Now he's one of the leading scorers in our region.
It's hard to imagine that, too, when I think about him last year.
I mean, he played behind 2 first-team all-region guys last year. Instead of, you know, complaining about that, he did what he was supposed to. Head down, took care of business in classroom, off the court, on the court, and now he's in a position where he can succeed. John Jenkins maybe played 20 minutes all of last year, and now he's averaging double digits and is literally the ideal guy for your program, because he shows you what hard work and consistency looks like in his approach, whether he's consistent not just with his basketball, but the way he behaves, his performance in the classroom. He's a consistent person. That's what we're trying, like that culture is someone like that they didn't give up when things got hard. They use that as motivation, and now they're really doing what they're supposed to do, and it's really cool to see those guys develop like that. That's why we do what we do.
And that's part of being a freshman and part of the junior college is that preparation too. So I guess the message there is you just have to work hard, and sometimes things aren't as easy as
and things don't always go the way you want them. I mean, as a college basketball player myself, did I want to play more? Heck yeah. I mean, every time, but only thing I knew I controlled was my attitude and my effort.
Exactly.
And you could ask my coaches, you know, Coach Brindle's down here now that coached me some in college, and he could tell you, I was always going to be in the gym working. I was never leave it to chance. If I didn't play, it wasn't because I was going to work hard. And that's the theory I want to give our guys. Don't leave anything on the table. Don't have regrets. You know, we never want you to be happy with not playing, because, I mean, that's the competitive spirit. But at the same time, you got to realize, you know, sometimes things just don't work out the way you want them to do. Are you going to give up? Are you going to head down, do your job, keep working, and chip away at the process.
Right, and as it comes down the stretch, we've inserted a kid who's done exactly that into the starting lineup, and Joel Clark. You know, he goes in there and he's that little bit of toughness we've been lacking at the beginning of games. And he's kind of that dog who brings it every single day. You know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get toughness. You're going to get hustle and rebounding and defensive wise. And, you know, he really sets the tone for our guys in the first part of the game. And, you know, I think it's been a really good move for us late in conference play.
I think it's really fun to watch the two of you coach, and really your whole coaching staff, because you're all so different and you each bring something different to the table. So some of the conversations that the two of you are having over there, I think we should just have you mic'd in one time so we can hear what's going on over there. I think that would just be really
It'd be entertaining.
It certainly would be entertaining.
I can only imagine. I really can. And then you have, you know, of course, you have like the sweetest coach on staff. In my heart, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Do you know who?
Are you talking about Coach Johnson or Coach Brindle?
Coach Johnson.
Okay.
You know, I just think he's just Mr. GQ, he's just so
Yeah, not
sweet.
all of us can pull off the bow ties, and you know he rocks the
really-
bow ties every single game.
Every single game, he's Mr. GQ. I love it. But this is also true. Now, your players, your sophomores, who we're honoring this coming Friday night, how many of those kids are looking to go on and to continue to play?
Hopefully all of them. I mean, we're in the
that.
process of, you know, talking with coaches about them and getting them set up. And, you know, a big thing for them is not just to finish out the year with the basketball, but their grades affect them so much. So if they do what they're supposed to, they'll end up somewhere. Every kid we had last year, I was a sophomore, had the opportunity to play this year. And that's all we want to do is give them opportunity to play again this year and to finish that degree, more importantly. They get to finish their degree while getting their school paid for because they're playing basketball. I couldn't ask for anything else for them.
I certainly think you couldn't.
Right, and you know we bring an abundance of knowledge of other programs and connections that we have in the coaching world. You know, with Coach Brindle and Coach Johnson, you know those guys are really set up in a good situation here.
That's a strong, excuse me, a strong recruiting tool that I'm sure you use, having those connections to help them get, you know, to finish out the next 2 years of their
That's
career.
the biggest thing we do is prepare them for the next step.
I'm sure you're on the road recruiting.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Bringing in some fresh talent for next year to keep us.
That's right. We'll get some good kids in here that fit the mold of what we're looking for. And main thing is we want good kids and we want good players, obviously. But if they can't, you know, be a part of our team and our culture in this town, then they're just not a fit here. So we're having some great guys that we're going to bring in, and we're excited about
Good.
the
And
upcoming class.
we're excited that we hope both of you will be staying. I'm putting that on record right now.
That's
I like
right.
to get that on record. And I think, Coach, one thing as we close out the show, you know, I always like to help anyone that's in need. So I understand that, Coach Reid, you're getting married,
I'm
so
getting
you're
married,
in
correct.
good shape
I'm
this
in-
summer,
I've-
right?
Yeah, I've outplayed
Okay.
my coverage.
There
I'm
you
in
go.
great shape.
This is good. But Coach Reid is still looking for a girlfriend here, we understand.
I am.
Okay, so 1-800.
Yeah, if you just email me, I'll make sure you get his contact information. We'll hook you up on a date.
You know.
And we can even do a fundraiser for our program.
Absolutely.
There you go.
You know,
There you go.
I'm always glad to help. You know, this show
I
could
know,
be
Cindy.
evolving into other things. It's so good. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. You never know what you're going to hear at the end of the show. And thank you both for being here.
Thanks,
and we'll
Cindy.
see you next
Proud of
week.
you.
Thanks.
I love it. I love it. She took my arm. I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she carry on. Carry on.